All right, boys, so I hope that you enjoyed that video. It's one of my favorite. So let's jump in. Let's look at our 3 worksheets. And let's start with who hibernates. Who else hibernates? Connect the numbers and the letters and find the 2 animals that hibernate. So you can see we talked about the bear hibernates, but there's 2 other animals here that hibernate. So I'm going to just use my brown because I'm going to finish off my month with my brown marker since that's the color of the month. And let's start with our letters. Connect our letters down here. And we need to find the letter A to start with. So I spy the A right here. We're going to go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and finish with I. So let's start with our A to our B, to our C, to our D, and then I'll show you what I have so far. A, B, C, D, over to E and F. A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm going to go over to G, H, I. E, F, G, H, I. All right, so when we connect them, we can see that our first animal that hibernates is a frog. Now let's go up to our numbers. And let's spy our number 1, which is right here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and end with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, up to 7, 8, 9. And I spy a ladybug in this one. So remember to put your name on the top. And then we're going to put this aside because this is going to be a coloring page later. So the clues to our next worksheet, we have to remember in this picture, we saw that the bear hibernates, a frog hibernates, and a ladybug hibernates. We saw so many different pictures of hibernating animals. Did you see the turtle? And remember they said the turtle gets so cold it almost freezes. Did you see in the ice and the snow? The video said that some animals go underground to hibernate. And remember I was telling you that some animals wake up and then they go back to sleep. The example that they used was the chipmunk. Chipmunk wakes up, has a little snack, then goes back to sleep. All right, let's head over to sort the hibernators. Now on the bottom, we're going to be cutting. So on the bottom of this, you're going to have to start with this big line and cut that off. Put this part aside. And then we're going to cut out our squares. And when we're done cutting out our squares, we should have 7. Actually, they might be even rectangles. 2 long sides, 2 short sides, depending on how we cut them. All right, so we're going to cut these out. So we have these 2 strips now, and we're going to cut them. And then we're going to talk about the 7 animals and which animal do we think hibernates and which animal do we think stays up all winter. All right, so now when we have those cut out, we're going to go to our worksheet. We're going to need our glue sticks and we're going to put our names on the top of the worksheet. Right, and sort the hibernators. The animals that are sleeping hibernate. The animals that are not sleeping do not hibernate. So if we look at our clues up here, do you see our turtle? And he's snoozing. He's got the Z's. He's snoozing. And then on the other side, do not hibernate. So let's start with our puppy dog, our Dalmatian. Do you think that a Dalmatian hibernates? Or let's talk about Tessa and Bella, my 2 labs. Do you think that they hibernate? So that would mean that in the fall, they eat and eat and eat, and then they go in their kennels and they sleep all winter. Do you think that happens? No, I can tell you that doesn't happen, because this morning they were both next to my bed at 5 o'clock telling me that they are hungry. So they definitely are not hibernators. So on our Dalmatian, we are going to put a little bit of glue on, and we're going to put our dog in do not hibernate, because Tessa and Bella do not hibernate. Kind of like your kitty cats. So they hibernate. They might sleep a lot during the day or even at night, but they do not hibernate. All right, let's move on to our bear. Here's our bear, and he is sleeping away. Now, in our video, we learned that bears do hibernate, and that they sleep all winter and just survive on the fat from all of the food that they eat in the fall. So they don't wake up. They sleep straight through. Okay? So I'm going to put my bear over here, because my bear, look at the snooze, my bear hibernates. All right, now let's look at our chipmunk. Look at this guy. He's all rolled up. He's nice and comfy, and his eyes are closed. Now, he's the kind of animal that hibernates, maybe sleeps for a week or 10 days, wakes up, eats, and then goes back to sleep. But yes, a chipmunk does hibernate. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on our chipmunk, and I'm going to put him right next to our bear, because our chipmunk does hibernate. Let's move on to our elephant. He looks wide awake and playful. Do we think that elephants hibernate? I am going to say that elephants do not hibernate, especially because this picture, our elephant is wide awake. So I'm going to put him next to our puppy dog and say no, that elephants do not hibernate. Let's move on to our bat. Bats sleep upside down. We learned that in the month of October. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think? What do you think about our bats? Does our bat hibernate? Yes, bats hibernate. They sleep all winter in their caves. So I'm going to put our bat with our bear and our chipmunk. Let's look at our frog. Now, if you remember, frogs, I don't know if it was on our, no, it's not on our handout. Frogs, they bury all the way down in the mud underneath the water and hibernate. Ooh, cold and muddy, but they love it. And they do hibernate. They sleep all winter. So I'm going to put my glue on my frog, and I'm going to put him right under my chipmunk, because the chipmunk, the bear, the bat, and the frog all hibernate. And the last animal we have is a horse. And our horse is wide awake. And we see horses all through the year. And we see horses awake during the winter. So I'm going to say no, the horse does not hibernate. And I'm going to put him right over here. Okay, so did you see the groundhog? When we were talking about the groundhog hibernates and how low their temperature goes, I am sure when it's Groundhog's Day, they're not happy that we take them out of their nice cozy nest. All right, the last worksheet that we're going to do is color the sight words. All right, and the 4 sight words that we're learning on this worksheet are the word the, it, to, and is. The, it, to, and is. And then you can see that next to the sight word is the color that we're coloring them. So I'm going to very quickly just put some crayon in here for you. But you can ask your adult to help you with this. But you know what? You guys are so super duper smart. You probably already know some of these, some of the colors. I don't have a gray, so I'll show you. All right, so all of the sight word the, T-H-E, the, is going to be colored brown. All of the sight words it, I-T, are going to be green. all the sight words is, I-S, are going to be blue, and all the sight words to, T-O, it's going to be gray. I don't have a gray crayon, or I would color that in for you. But, so every time you see the in here, it's going to be brown, and then you're going to see what a wintry hibernation picture this is. And if you need help with this, just ask your grown-up. All right, so a lot of information today. You can play that video a couple times if you want. You can also sign on to Scholastic, and there's, I think there's a dance break in there, and there's some more activities for the November 2019 Scholastic video. Okay, so a lot of work I gave you. Take your time, do your best work. It's a long lesson, so if you want to split it up, that's fine. I was going to read our snowy nap, so I might come back later and record this, and then you can listen to this and read this with me a little later. You can even do it toward the end of the week, whatever works for you. We can even talk about it on our Zoom call. All right, boys, keep up the good work. I'm so excited for all the work that you did for November. And tomorrow is going to be December 1st. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.